Happy Sunday, everybody. Have you ever wondered what it is that's causing your problems? So causing your struggle, driving your struggle forward. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, oh gosh, a good few weeks back, and we were having that old weight loss issue or an inability to lose weight kind of issue. Something that I think people tend to discuss with me quite regularly. And she was just saying how she struggles and she struggles and she struggles and she just can't lose weight. So I hate being Mrs. Self-Righteous, but I then had a conversation with her about what it was that she was eating and what it was that she was drinking. And to be perfectly fair, her diet was pretty good. What wasn't so good was her alcohol consumption. And whenever we sat and we looked at it, we realised that over the course of the weekend, there could easily be 2, 3, 4 bottles of wine consumed. I mean, you're looking at what, 2.5, 3 glasses a night, so it can go down quite easily. And then, despite the fact that her diet was really good, we then had a conversation around about what kind of things she was doing whenever she was drinking the alcohol. So, you know, you'd have the glasses of wine and then you'd have some nibbles. So there would be some little bits of cheese, there would be some chips, there might be some olives, there could be any other bits and pieces. She didn't tend to have too much in the way of sweet stuff, but there was certainly other food going in that is quite calorie rich. So when you looked at it from that point of view, you could see why this lady was exercising, why she was eating a healthy diet or relatively healthy diet under normal circumstances, i.e. for breakfast, lunch and dinner, but she was then sabotaging her own weight by the alcohol. So we were then having a little bit of a chat about it. And I had said, well, you know, if that's the case, if you can see that there's a trigger there, if you can see that you're doing this, you're drinking the alcohol, you're then eating the cheese and the olives and the crackers and the chips, then maybe what you need to do is not drink the alcohol all those days and look at the triggers that you've got for drinking the alcohol. And it was easy to see. It was that wind down on a Thursday as you're going into the weekend, the wind down on the Friday, the socialising on the Friday, the socialising on the Saturday. In fact, that's not true. Saturday, it was usually sitting at home watching a movie, and sometimes that was the case on Friday too. So, you know, and this is something I see on quite a regular basis. So I'd said, okay, so there's what you've got. You've got your triggers. Fair enough if you're going to socialise and you're going to go out, I get it. But if your other triggers are sitting down to a movie, if it's coming home from work at night and you're looking to de-stress because you've had a long day and you're picking that up, then do something different to change the pattern. Because by the way I'm looking at things, you're setting yourself up here for not losing weight. I mean, you're setting yourself up for failure. And you can see it in so many different ways with people, and you wonder to what extent you're causing your own problems and causing your own struggles. So if you're in a bad relationship and you've noticed that over the course of the last few relationships, you're going after a certain thing, then look for somebody who doesn't have those particular characteristics, i.e. you go after the man who doesn't want a relationship and then you complain about it because he doesn't want a relationship. Well, he's already told you at the start that he doesn't want a relationship, so why do you think that's going to change? I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make is they make the mistake of expecting other people to change, and they don't realise that what they need to do is they actually need to change themselves. So if you know that you're prone to injury, then don't do something like CrossFit or one of those kind of exercises. Find something else or start out in something that's a little bit gentler on the body until you've built up your resistance and your strength, and then move it in there. If you know that you've never got any money, then don't spend your last couple of $100 on new clothes if you don't really need them. You know, it is simple. We cause so many of our own issues. You get frustrated because you're not getting promoted, but then you've never asked for a promotion. You get annoyed because your salary is not where you want it to be, but you've never actually asked somebody to change it. Or when your salary has been increased and it's just been a nominal amount and you think that you're due more, you've never turned around and said to somebody, look, that's not enough. I think I'm due more. So I think basically what I'm saying today is look at the problems that you've got, look at the things that you're struggling with, and then look to see what you're doing to actually put yourself into that situation. It's easy to see. I mean, I remember going back to like my own early legal days. I remember joining a particular firm, and I knew that I didn't want to be a matrimonial lawyer, but I ended up joining a matrimonial law firm because they had come and told me about this job. They told me that they were interested in employing me. They offered me a really, really good salary, a much higher salary than I was going to get somewhere else. But the thing was, I didn't want to be a matrimonial lawyer. So I kind of knew that by going into that job, I probably wasn't going to be happy, irrespective of how much money I was being paid, because that wasn't the kind of law that I wanted to practice. So I set myself up for, I think I stayed there for about a year and a half, but I set myself up for that particular struggle by doing something that I didn't really want to do. Whereas if I'd listened to my own head, I would have known that I should have done something different. And it's the same as I said earlier on with the weight. If you know that you're unhappy in your body as it is, then change something about it. Look and see what you're doing. Look and see where you're actually causing the problems that you've got. And you're usually causing it by reaching out for something that's not what you want. So if I take the job, for example, I was never really that money driven as a lawyer. I was more, well, that's not true. I was money driven in the latter part of my career because I pretty much accepted the fact that I wasn't going to enjoy the job that I was in. And that was fine. I think when you're in that situation and you know that you're doing something and you know that you're compromising and you're accepting the fact that you're compromising, then that's okay. So long as you're aware of that and you're actually accepting it and moving along, saying to myself, I'm compromising at the moment. I know I'm compromising and I'm happy with that compromise, then that's okay. But if you're doing something and you're not happy with it and it isn't where you want to be, then you're only going to dig yourself further into a hole. So that was all I wanted to say today. Look and see what's causing your struggles. And if you're causing your own struggles, then you need to ask yourself why. You need to ask yourself what it is you're doing to cause your struggle, and you then need to change it. And then on the other hand, if you're happy that way, then don't change it. So if you're miserable and you're happy being miserable and you like being in that place, then don't change it. But don't complain about it. Accept the fact that you're miserable and accept the fact that you're happy being miserable. If you're overweight and you don't really want to change it, then say to you, well, I'm happy being overweight. I like how I look. I like how I feel. And then don't complain about it. And if you don't complain about it and you accept it for what it is, you'll be so much happier. Anyway, there you go. What's causing your struggle? Is it you? Do you want to change the struggle? Because if you want to change it, you're perfectly capable of changing it. And I will see you back on the next video. Have a really good Sunday, everyone. I'm just sitting here admiring my plant. I bought this really nice plant for my gym, and my cats enjoy it. My cats actually enjoy chewing up my plant, and it's driving me nuts. To be fair, I did go out when I was buying the plants and I did say to the store, can you recommend some plants for me that are not toxic to cats? Because I figured that that was going to happen. What I didn't figure on getting a plant that they actually really love and they really enjoy and they really like chewing up. So there you go. It looks really pretty from this height, but when you take it down here, the cats have been chewing my plant. Right, I'll see you back tomorrow. Have a good Sunday. Wishing everyone a really good new week coming ahead. And I'll see you back on Monday. Bye.